Sag, say.
Animations.
Hello and welcome to Blender Modeling with SAG, Episode 5. Today, we are going to do a very special project. Today is going to be the beginning of a more complex project than what we've been doing. We're going to go ahead and do a draft beer system. And to start, we're going to start with a keg. So let's take a look here. Get rid of our default cube. Delete. We're going to add mesh. We're going to go down here to our cylinder, bring that in. Once again, let's bring that down to, we'll say about 12. 12 seems like a pretty good number. Like so. And now from here, we're going to want to go ahead and go to our X view here. Move tool, bring this up about there. Like so. And now, we're going to do a very basic keg. We're going to make the keg first for scale. When we make our draft beer system, we want to have our cabinet to enclose our kegs and the whole 9 yards. In order to do that, we need to have a good scale. So, let's start by going into edit mode, either doing this, or we can hit tab. Now select your face, select here, go into our X view, and I'm going to pull that right down to about there. That's our first. We're actually going to spend some time with a grid this time, so we're going to use the grid to help scale this a bit. So the average keg is going to have these two little rings around the center of it. The stainless steel ones, that is. So we're going to say probably about here will be our first ring. We'll say about there. So now we'll go over here. You can either hit E to extrude, or we can hit this little extrude button. And we're going to pull this up. And we're going to say our bottom of our little ring is going to be about, we'll say, 1 on the grid. So then we'll go ahead here and we'll go another, we'll say 2 on the grid this time. And then we'll go 1 more point. There. And now we're going to go ahead and grab our loop tool here. Go right there in the center. Perfect. So now we're going to go into edge select. And we're going to grab these 3. So we're going to go Alt, select this one, Shift Alt, select this one and this one. Hit S to scale, and we're going to scale this outward about, I'll say about there, give or take a little. So that would be, actually, we're going to use the grid. I made a bit of a whoopsie. So we're going to hit Z, oops, Control Z, undo that, and we're going to look at our grid, S to scale, and then we're going to go outward. We'll say 1. Yeah, let's just go with the 1 on the grid. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and go Shift Alt, select this one here. And now we're going to go S to scale, and we're going to bring this in a bit, about, let's say about like that, about half. Yeah, that seems about right. And now we're going to go ahead and Alt, select this ring, and we're going to bevel it. Select our bevel tool, pull that in a little bit. We're going to go 1, 2. I want to go probably about like that. And now let's go ahead and go Alt, select this one, Alt, select this one. So again, we're going to bevel that just a little bit. See, we don't want to go too crazy with it. There. Because we don't want our lines and vertices to overlap, and it just doesn't look very good. Okay. Now then. Now here's a bit of an advanced trick I'm going to teach you. It's going to make things a tad bit easier. We're going to go ahead, X view, go into our X-ray mode here here. And now we're going to go ahead and select our faces. And we're going to go like this, select this entire top portion, right click, and we're going to go down to separate, selection. Now this separates it from our model. So we'll go ahead here into object mode and duplicate object. And then we're going to hit Z on our keypad and move that up. About like so. Now we're going to go back here. Go like so. Join. To rejoin that, go back into our edit mode. Select our vertices. And now we're going to go here. We're going to select merge by distance. And we're just going to zoom in nice and close to see here. And we're just going to, like so, zoom out. Make sure our model hasn't been ruined. And say it looks really good. Turn off the X-ray. And now we're going to go ahead and eyeball this a little bit. And now we're going to say that our thing here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now we're going to go here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're just going to move that up just a tad bit to about there. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead into object mode, or edit mode rather. We have our vertices selected rather. We're going to go ahead and Alt, click on this. There we go. And now we're going to hit F for face. Now we're going to select that. We're going to select this face down. Oh, whoops, got ahead of myself. Select this, select that. Rather, click on this. Shift, click on this. Right click, join. And now we're going to go here to edit mode. Select our other face down here. Right click. And we're going to go bridge faces. As you can see, perfect. Now, we're going to go back up here and we're going to say, since this is 10, this is 10, we're going to go another 10. So let's extrude. Look at the grid here. We're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to make the top part of this. And we're going to say our handy dandy top is going to be let's go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go 6. Make it an even number. Perfect. So now we're going to go over here, inset our face, and we're going to inset we'll say about there. And now we're going to go ahead and go into our X mode, or X view, and we're going to hit extrude, and we're going to pull this right down. Select our move tool here, go into our X-ray, and we're going to pull this down a decent amount, probably about, I'm going to say probably, maybe we'll just bring it even here. Even Steven. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and turn off the X-ray, go over here to Inset Face, pull this in, and we're going to hit S to scale till about, I'll say about there. And then we'll go ahead here, extrude this up. Let's go back into here, turn on the X-ray so we can see inside. Pull that up to about, say about, yeah, about there maybe. And now we're going to go ahead and inset our face again. Pull that into about, say there. Back to our X view, turn on the X-ray, extrude, and we're going to pull that down to about there, we'll say. Perfect. Turn the X-ray off. Now then, now comes the fun part, the more advanced part. We're going to make the handle. So in order to do this, we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to delete this and the other side here, dissolve edge, and then we're going to go ahead and inset that. Oh, whoopsie. Face, select, select. I'm going to go ahead here and inset our faces. We're going to S to scale, say about like that. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and bridge our edge loops, or our faces. There we go. Now, I'm going to say it's probably about, because how advanced do we want to go? If we wanted to go with an exact replica, we'd bring in a reference image and, but, I'm going to go ahead and say we'll keep this pretty simple. Let's go ahead here. Going to, if this will cooperate. That, and that. A couple of edges in there. Now this is where we get to tinker a little bit. You can leave it like you want, or like it is, or we can play around a little bit. Straighten this out a tad. Select that vertex, this one, and this one. Now we can go ahead and grab each of these. And maybe we can pull that in a little bit. So, ooh, Control Z. We seem to have made a bit of a whoopsie here. Let's see. Aha, there we go. Forgot to select these little guys here. And this one here we'll say, now let's fix this. There. This way and that way. We want it to be just perfect. Now this does have a bit of an odd look to it down here, so now we could pull this back a little bit. That. Okay, let's see. It doesn't look too bad. But the question is, when we go into object mode, do we have any ugliness? It does look a tad bit. Let's go back into edit mode and let's try adding some more. There. There. We'll say. Yep. There. Now then, go over here. Come on. There. Now then. Object mode. And that actually looks halfway decent. Okay. Now, the big test. Let's go ahead here. First we're going to save this. I'm going to save it as beer keg. Save. Now we're in object mode, so we're going to select this. We're going to go over here to modifiers, add modifier, generate, subdivision, surface, and it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's actually not too terrible. Down here's maybe a little not so great, but we can fix that. Up here, looks halfway decent. So now we're going to go ahead and cancel that. And now we're going to edit mode, select our edges, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and we're going to have one here, and we're going to mark, where is it? Mark sharp. Mark those sharp. Right here, we're going to go select this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And once again, we're going to go ahead and mark sharp. Okay, now before we do another test run here, we're going to go into our Y, X. Yeah, we'll say probably right about here. What we're going to do now is we're going to cut our keg in half. Select all of our vertices on the opposite side, like so. Delete all the vertices. Now we're going to go over here, turn off the X-ray, and we're going to take a look, see how it worked out. Yeah, it worked out pretty good. Now, object mode, we're going to go ahead and we're actually going to rotate this. And here, And we're just going to rotate this on the Z until we have 27. Here to our Z view. We want this to be as flat as possible. So we're just going to go ahead here. So that'd be 30 degrees. So now, we're going to go ahead here, and we're going to right click, set origin to geometry. We're going to go here, and we're going to, where is it? Oh yeah, Control A. We're going to set our rotation and scale. Perfect. Now, we're going to go ahead and duplicate our object. I'm going to hit Y, bring it over here. Mirror that over the Y. Grab this, and we're going to go here into our X view. And now, we're going to bring this as close as we possibly can. There. Now, we'll go ahead into X-ray mode. Select our two objects. Join. Now, edit mode. We're going to go ahead and select all of our vertices along this little line. Now this is maybe a little tricky because we don't want to select all the wrong ones. There we go. And now you can see the little separation here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and right click, merge vertices by distance, and back up a little bit. See, so we're going to go 1, and that looks respectable, I'm going to say. Turn off the X-ray, take a look, and that looks reasonable. Okay. Now then, we're going to go down here. And here we have two little itty bitty problems. So we're going to go ahead and Alt select. We want the ring of these little guys. So I select this. There we go. And now we're going to fill. Maybe we'll just do this manually. I don't remember how to connect all the dots nicely, so we'll Control Z. And now we're going to go ahead and F. Now then, we're going to select our vertices, go across here, because we're going to do a grid fill. So we're going to go ahead and connect vertices, select these two, connect vertices, connect these two, connect vertices, and then here we're going to go across to there, connect vertices, connect here, connect here, connect, and we're going to connect these two. Everywhere we should have 4. So here we have a bit of a whoopsie. Here we got a couple of triangles. That's not ideal. So let's take a look-see here. We're going to go ahead and dissolve our edge here. We're going to go ahead and... Never mind. We'll go ahead and let the remesher deal with that. Well, not that this is really going to make too much of a difference. You're not really going to see this. Down here, on the other hand, well, down here is going to be a bit problematic. Let's go ahead and Alt-select. Go ahead and bridge edge loops. Cancel that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to hit F for face. And actually, come to think of it, let's try fill. Here, crossed. Go ahead and go connect vertices. Vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to figure this out. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Dissolve our edge here. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Edges. Aha! Now we have our quads. Okay. File. Save. We have our little project here. Our keg, which isn't looking too bad. So now let's go ahead and modifiers, generate, subdivision, and that actually looks really good. Maybe a little, maybe a, Down here is, no. So, back to the drawing board. Let's go ahead and select these and delete our faces. So, I'm going to go ahead and select our edge loop again. And this time we're going to go face. Let's try poke faces. Now it's all triangles. So, let's see what happens when we go surface. We end up with some abomination. Half is good and half is horrible. Interesting. In the name of science, this is experimentation. And it is a bit odd that we have this strangeness here. Well, there is one way we can fix this. Well, this really did end up kind of strange, didn't it? Hmm. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. And idea. Let's go back to our X, turn on the old X-ray, and edit mode. And let's just, everything must go. Everything right down through here. Delete. Yes. Okay. Mode. Turn off the X-ray. Let's see what a subdivision surface does. Okay, I like that. 2. Perfect. I like that a lot. Now then, we're going to go ahead and apply that. This file, save. Now then, duplicate our object, bring X, oh, whoops, Y, rotate over, not rotate, mirror over the Y, X view, and we're going to bring that as close as we possibly can. So, now, let's go ahead and select our two objects, join. We're going to go ahead into the X-ray mode, and we're going to go ahead and go into edit mode. Now we have a little bit of trouble here, but I think we can pull this off. Shift, select here. Okay. Now then, we want to deselect as much of this as we can. Okay. Let's hope for the best. Let's merge by distance. See. Ooh, that's, nope. Aha! Victory, eh? Turn off the X-ray and go into object mode. Now we still see we have this seam here. So we're going to go into edit mode. We're just going to see, what is that? The X? S on X. Tiny bit. There. That looks very good. Now then, go to select our object, and we're going to scale this down a little bit. We don't want it to be too massive. And I'm going to S on this. Let's see about there. We don't want our keg to look too disproportionate, so we'll go about there. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, so now let's go down here, material tab, add a new material, and since our keg is going to be stainless steel, we're going to make that a little bit gray, just a tad bit. We're going to turn the metal all the way up, like that. Yeah. There. Turn our roughness down there. And now we're going to shade smooth. Get that nice smooth look to it. It looks a little bit in a couple spots, but not too bad otherwise. I like that. But it's still a little not quite right. It's say about there. So let's go ahead and save this. And this time we're going to try exporting. So we're actually going to select our light. We're going to get rid of that. We don't need that. We don't need the camera. And now then, we're going to File, Export. And we want to export an FBX. So we're going to go ahead and go up here and select Copy. And we're going to, let's see, batch mode. Where is it? Embed textures. So we want our texture to go with it. Now we're going to call it beer keg FBX into our file, and we're going to export the FBX. There we go. And that concludes our first part of our draft beer tutorial. We have now made our beer keg. Next time we'll start on the actual beer tap. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.